Hey, welcome to Ward Wrenching. Have you ever been driving and then all of a sudden your car just dies and then you go to start and your battery's just dead? Most likely you got a bad alternator. It's really easy to check, so I'm going to show you that today. So the first thing what you're going to do is you're going to want to find your alternator. They all look the same, but they're all in different spaces. So on the Cobra, it's actually buried down here, and I have a low mount alternator, and that's my alternator right there. And all alternators have kind of like cooling vents, openings on them. But that's your alternator. So your alternator actually supplies power to your battery. So your alternator is constantly charging your battery while you're driving the car and everything. So that's why you might be able to get up certain ways and then all of a sudden your car dies even though your battery was brand new. It's because you got a bad alternator. So it's real simple. Modern alternators, a lot of them are just one-wire designs. They have internal voltage regulators, and all that does is it makes sure that the alternator is not sending too much juice to the wiring circuit, the battery, all that fun stuff. So you got your main red wire, which is going straight from your alternator to your battery. That's going to send the power to there. And then you have a ground wire, which goes just from your alternator to your block. That's basically how they're all set up. So it's really easy to test how to tell if your alternator is bad. The Cobra, the battery's in the back, so we're going to have to jump back there to do this test. And you need to do the test while the car is running. So the first way is the old school way. And what you're going to do is you're just going to have the car running. You're going to pop that red cable off. If your alternator's working, you should be able to recharge your whole system. But the way I like to do it is real simple. I use a multimeter. They're about $10. And all you're going to do is you're going to take this multimeter and we're going to set it to 20 volts. So it's the closest number on this alternator above 12.5, which is your standard battery, your 12-volt battery. We want to hook up the negative and positive leads to the battery and get a baseline. We want to see where this battery's sitting at. So we got multimeter, then we'll just grab our positive wire, shoot her in there. We'll take our ground, put it here, and we can see that we're at 12.6 volts, which is perfect. I keep the battery unplugged for the Cobra while it's sitting, just for safety reasons, and I don't want the battery drained. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the car up at 6 a.m. So we're gonna let everyone in the neighborhood know that I'm working on the car. Once the car is running, then we're just gonna go back to the battery and then hook up those leads. And we wanna see around 14 volts, give or take. We just wanna see a good amount of charging. We're gonna turn on all the lights, everything like that, make sure this system is charging adequately for what we're going on. If that test passes and you're still having alternator problems, it might not be an alternator issue, but it could also be that the alternator is wearing out over time. So I would even do that test after your car's been running for like a good amount of time. Let's wake up the whole neighborhood because they're really gonna like me today. We don't need the engine fan. Give her a little gas. It should start. Well, come on. She wanted to start. You heard it. She was almost there. Hey, there we go. So let's jump back there. So we got the car running. I hope you can hear this. Then we got our leads. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna hook that into the red. And then we're gonna hook that into the black. Boom. We're doing great. So let's go turn on all the accessories and make sure that it's working properly. All right, now we have headlights on, we have tail lights on, we have dash lights, everything's on, electric fans on. So we're still doing really great as far as the charging goes with everything being on. So I'm happy with these results, so we have a good alternator. So let's say your alternator is working fine. You're getting that 12 or you're getting that 14 volts or 13.5 volts while charging, but then you go to start your car the next day and there just ain't nothing there. You could have a bad starter solenoid. That's a possibility. But the easiest thing to do would be check your battery, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna hook those leads back up to the battery without the car running and see where it's at. If it's at 6 volts and it's a 12-volt battery, you probably got a dead cell. So I would just go get that battery tested. O'Reilly's, anything like that can take care of that for you. It's real simple. I've had batteries go out on me that are 8 months old, and I've had batteries last 10 years. It's just weird how they work nowadays. So that's how you test an alternator. If you learned something from this, hit that like and subscribe button.